Hi, this is Professor Lipuma of the New Jersey Institute of Technology, recording for my Technical Communications course with material drawn from my text, Fundamentals of Undergraduate Education and Learning. What we're looking at now is part 2 of 3 of the wonderful acronym, and this is the middle part that looks at deepen, explore, and research. In the middle, what we're really trying to see is that we have to move from one to wonder. And the idea here is that just seeing things or gathering data doesn't help us. We need to wonder about things so that we can take that data and begin to make it information. We can apply and understand it so that we can actually come up with something useful. And as we look at this, we're applying our critical thinking to expand the scope, to not just look at this as a linear process, but something which continues. As you wonder, you have to go back and watch, observe, and notice again. So let's look at what DER actually stands for. So the first thing you want to do is deepen or delve in deeper so that you can gain a better understanding of what's happening. And this goes by examining the situation and your goals and the ways in which you can dig deeper to find things out. And many times this starts with you understanding yourself. Now, the next part of this is explore, and this asks us to broaden out our search, see what other people have done, bring it together to see how it applies back to what we're talking about, and really work to look around yourself and see what connections you can make as well as the connections other people have made. Now, in order to look at the other connections that have been made about your particular thing that you're looking at, you want to do research. And this asks you to actually examine and test what's been looking at so that you can create more information than already exists. Now, there are various methods for research. We want to take a minute and really talk about the various methods that are available to you as you do research. For most people, the first and most important thing in college is to do what's called a literature search. And what this looks for is information that other people have gathered and published based upon their data. It's simply the idea that you're looking at literature that has been published. Now, the next thing you want to do is surveys. Surveys are often contained in literature searches, but what they're doing is asking people questions, looking at things. Some people will think of surveys as surveying the ground to understand the levels, but in our situation, when we talk about research, though that could be one thing you're doing to understand the information you're getting, we're really talking about the social science method of asking questions to understand the intentions of people. And this is very useful and often powerful in the technical writing world. The technical communication world relies upon doing focus groups and asking people questions about what they think if they are the target. The more you can ask your target about things, the more likely you are to give them a package that they want. Now, the next thing we really want to talk about is experiments. Many scientists are used to doing experiments to gather more data and generate information so that they have understanding. Unfortunately, experiments are something that hopefully you don't do on other people. There are many ethical concerns with experimenting on people. However, we often say, well, we'll experiment with this package to see how it works. And that really means you're putting it out there to see what happens and see what you get back. So these 3 methods are very important for improving the quality of what you're doing and going back to look at what you got from your watch, observe, and notice as you dig deeper and explore the situation to gather more data and make it information. Now, having said all of that, in the end, what you really want to think about is that the discussions you have with other people, talking out and communicating about your ideas, your data, and your information can deepen all of what you do, can help you expand and explore other areas. And sharing that research is the key in communication and the modern scientific method. Also, if you are possibly able to discuss things with your target, you are more able to gather information and make the package you create much better. Thank you. Please proceed on to the next presentation.